Today we're going to be working on Magik from the Marvel Comics and cartoons. So you can see I'm using the base skin tone on top of a pink. Normally I don't do this now because it just isn't working for the style. I actually find it takes too much effort from my part from going over the pink on the white, which is what I normally do for a base. I'm no longer doing white priming. I have one more project that was primed all in black that I wanted to test with a dirt cheap bottle of skin tone from Michael's. It actually worked, but the problem is because it's black, it takes so long to build up the layers, whereas the other one I've done has a gray primer, which uses less. You can see here what I'm doing is just getting all the parts of her suit painted, but look at the paint. It's far too watery for what it should be. It should be slightly thicker, but since this is the first layer on like just pure black, it'll work fine for what I'm doing. But if you're gonna do this, you want it just slightly thicker. I actually think one of the things I didn't like about this figure is her outfit is essentially all black. I don't really like just one solid color on certain things. You can see here how the first layer is just kind of see-through, whereas when you're adding the next layer, it builds it up. That works for everything you want. Her arm guard, the shoulder spike, in the art, it shows it's just being black. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is apply a gunmetal on top of it to really make it more like medieval knight kind of look, which I actually think turned out very well for what I wanted. And I think it looks better than just making it all black, because that's just kind of boring in my mind. Luckily, this gunmetal doesn't take too many layers to really cover up, whereas some of my paint will take a long time. So you can see here how it just looks so much better than what it's plain. Her belt as well is just supposed to be black, but I don't want that. So I just mixed a very dark blue that on camera it's hard to see, but it really does make a difference to not just have all black throughout the entire suit, because it's just boring. Now we're going to be doing the belt buckle, which is just silver, just paint over black, and then it should take about one, maybe two coats. The X on her arm is just red paint, because she's an X-Men. I think I needed to maybe... No, I think it looks fine thinning there. Yeah, comes out fine, it looks good. So her boots, again, I took that dark blue and just did all the belt buckles, because the whole thing's, again, just black, and that's so boring. You see how nice it looks, it really breaks up the color in it. And I'm only going to show one of these buckles on her boots because it's the same thing repeated 4 times on each one. And again, with the gunmetal for the shin guard, I think it just looks a lot better than just leaving something black, because your eyes don't catch it. Probably could have done like maybe a darker blue or something like that for it, but I think the gunmetal makes it look like it's supposed to be metal, which is what I wanted, and I think it turns out great. Now for her arm guard, this is the one thing I actually really liked how it turned out. But my problem is when I did the first layer of the metal, I slightly thinned it where it didn't look good on the first layer, but it really came through on this second, maybe third layer to really get all the pieces of black covered and give it that actual knight look, which is what I really like about Magik, is she's badass. Just more of the same dark blue covering up those belt buckles. There's no point in showing every single one of them. So you can see how the skin tone, it really does look good, but I still need to get things looking a little better. So the part I don't like is doing the eyes, because if you make the paint too thin, it's just going to flow and go everywhere. But if it's too thick, it builds up a layer and just doesn't look good in any form. Her eyes are just a standard blue. You just cover the black circle, mostly a black ring for the eye. And then what you'll want to do is take a lighter blue and go in the bottom of it just to give it that color variation. And her pupils are just a slightly watered down black and just a little poke to get the iris in there. The sword here, all I did was cover the entire thing in a red paint. I just needed to get a whole base coat for it to try and do my idea, which was to paint the outer part of the blade a yellow. What I should have done is gone white first, then yellow, so I didn't have to do a billion. The centerpiece of the sword is just black. It's supposed to, I think, give the effect that it's magma. I don't think it turned out super well for what I had in mind, but I'm still proud of it because it's my first real attempt at a glowing effect. But I know there's so many people that are so much better at these things, or just, I gotta get better at it. And I think with that, it's about time for the glamour shots. So you can see she turned out, I think, pretty nice. The hair is probably the only thing I'm not happy with the most. Blonde hair should have some brown in it. I tried to do a wash, but it didn't work properly. For some reason, it turned the hair green. So I'm not sure what happened, but oh well. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video and all that. I don't upload often. I'd love to do once a week, but one, I don't have the printers for this to put out that many models at once, and I don't have the room because I want to sell the ones that I make and get better materials or equipment to make these videos better. So I'm just working with what I got, and when I can put things out is when I can put them out.